program. Cars Plus. Visit us today during Ram Truck Month. IP&E Fueling Excellence, McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Primetime, the latest with the efforts to get payments out to war survivors before it's too late. Plus, begging for mercy, residents at Guma Tranquilidad want to remain at their Tumon property. And the administration visits Guam Customs, hearing how there is a need to find ways to keep officers from going elsewhere. Well, it was a blow to our war survivors and now a potential win. Hafideng, good evening, Guahusinik Delgado. Guam Delegate Michael Nicholas' office announces the delegate has introduced a legislative fix to resolve the war claims law lacking appropriations language. As first reported on KUAM News, former Congresswoman Madeline Berdalio and her staff were informed in mid-2018 that Treasury's Department interpretation of the law meant no war claims checks would be issued until appropriations language was introduced and passed. So Nicholas's legal counsel, Sahara Defensor, said in an email, quote, "The bill will be introduced when the House goes back into session. Unfortunately, due to the small window of time that rules allowed for bill introduction last Friday, they were unable to introduce it then, and as they awaited the Appropriations Committee Council to complete a legal review of the draft." Now, Berdalio's former Chief of Staff, Adam Carbolito, had said in a previous interview with KUAM that the Treasury Department has also provided Berdalio's office with corrective legislative language, but efforts to introduce a fix were unsuccessful as Berdalio's term drew to a close. Carbolito met with San Nicolas after the general election, but did not inform San Nicolas or his staffers about the status of war claims. Tensions were high during public comments given by Port General Manager Roy Respicio over the high-profile YTK litigation. Nessa Lecanto reports.
The YTK case involves a now $17 million arbitration award the company won from the port over the lease of Hotel Wharf. The case is currently on appeal to the Supreme Court and a decision is pending. But tensions rose when board member Oscar Calvo lashed out at Port GM Rory Respicio for meeting with YTK without consulting the board.
And for the record, I was the one who approached the principal owner of YTK on my own volition. No formal discussions. I did not commit the Port Authority Board. I did not purport to speak on behalf of what the board will do. But in order for me to come back to the board and ask for direction, I need to first see if there's any opportunity to look at those mitigating issues.
Well, I don't know how the other board members feel, but I certainly don't feel comfortable because I don't think so it's a fair play.
I think, Mr. Board of Director, you're going to feel more uncomfortable if these judgments are handed down. And
well, we don't know that. We don't know that.
None of us know that.
No, we don't know.
But so under executive session,
what you're saying there, Rory, okay? You're predicting that on whatever the judgments are, okay? Let it go to the court system, okay? Regardless of what, okay? It's in the court's hand.
The tensions also spilled over into the discussion about new legal representation. Respicio got approval to hire in-house counsel to save money and will also contract a separate firm to handle specialized litigation. Incumbent counsel Mike Phillips is expected to be retained only until June to continue with the YTK case. But board members still weren't pleased, and Chairman Frank Santos found himself playing referee.
So this port authority, for the port attorney, is just for the port to take care of it. You know, it's always good check and balance.
But why would you need two attorneys at this point in time when we got one? Then you'd be paying two different attorneys at the same time, Mr. Chairman.
No, you won't, Mr. Director. What would happen is if you have an in-house attorney, that in-house attorney will be responsible for day-to-day type operations that the port needs to handle. Then the board gave me authorization to begin the RFP process, which is also in the agenda item, and that will be for specialized legal maritime services. So what you would avoid is having a firm doing things that an in-house attorney could otherwise do to a much reduced rate.
The board decided to table the decisions on in-house counsel and a legal specialist for a later special meeting. It also didn't dissolve into a scheduled closed executive session where they were supposed to discuss the YTK litigation. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Thanks, Ness. Well, Guma Tranquilidad, home for the disabled or elderly, or potential gold mine for Gov Guam. Residents of the facility in Tumon Bay begging Gura and the Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration for mercy. Chris Barnett has more.
93-year-old Guma Tranquilidad resident Rosario Sison saw KUAM News' story about Gura director Ray Tapasnia's plans to cash in on what he calls Gura gold mines like Guma Tranquilidad. Tapasnia saying Guma Tranquilidad and Gura residents wouldn't be happy with the administration's plans, and he was right. They aren't happy, they're hurt.
Let these people have a heart, for we old people.
Sison says she's been through this before. Years ago, Guma Tranquilidad, also a hot topic, but plans for a project there nixed by pressure from residents and Senators Frank Uggan Jr. and Bang Pangilinan.
As I've stayed here now for 25 years in this unit, and I love it. Maybe it has prolonged my life because of the environment here.
Sison's neighbor, 89-year-old Napoleon Canetti, says Guma Tranquilidad provides a peaceful place for those living in the twilight years.
I'm almost 90 years old. I'm just waiting for the Lord when He will get me. I hope that I could be living here the entire time of my life.
But Tapasnia says relocating public housing and Guma Tranquilidad is part of the Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration's plan to make money off million-dollar properties. He adds housing Manamco and low-income families is not the best use for Gura properties, but isn't that Gura's primary mission? To house and shelter the economically and socially disadvantaged?
It's certainly not the highest and best use to be used in its current state, which is public housing. We can build public housing elsewhere or anywhere else. It doesn't necessarily have to have $1 million view and doesn't necessarily have to be down in Tumon Bay.
Governor Lou Leon Guerrero telling KUAM News Gura properties are, quote, just laying there doing nothing. But the residents we talked to say Guma Tranquilidad is providing a safe, comfortable way of life for those near the end of their lives.
Your heart must be big enough to look on us with your mercy and compassion.
Meanwhile, Mr. Canetti says if no one will stick up for the Manamco, the residents aren't left with many options.
Gura is the owner of the property. So whatever they want on the property, there's nothing we can do.
One caretaker for a resident here tells KUAM News the residents of Guma Tranquilidad were informed of the administration's plans for the property during the first week of the Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration. While Gura and the administration are talking about prime properties, no one is really talking about the people these decisions will affect. This has Mrs. Sison asking Gov Guam for a little bit of consideration.
Look down on us with mercy and also compassion, because we are all elderly. We are just waiting for our time.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
And we reviewed the Leon Guerrero Tenorio campaign platform on housing. It shows the administration plans to sell existing Gura public housing and use the money to build public housing apartments. Well, this story generated much of the discussion on our social media pages. Our digital team shows us your take.
There's a heated back and forth to this story. Sasha Lay writes on our Facebook page, "Leave Guma Tranquilidad alone. Money isn't everything. We have one land, this is prime land, if any, the only property in Tumon that outsiders don't own. We don't need another Waikiki concrete jungle." But D. Kawiahilo Flores states, "Yes, move the elderly out of Tumon. If there is a tsunami threat to Guam, there are not enough emergency personnel to get the elderly out of Tumon. It's for their safety. Build another Gura housing in Dedito for the elderly people." Naomi Santos agrees with that comment, writing, "Put the Manamco in a more residential area. Tumon is too busy and loud. Somewhere centralized. Make money off of that lot. Sounds like a win-win to me." David Camacho comments, "It's not an eviction of the elderly. The Gov has a brilliant idea with Gura manager. 1. The elderly will be treated with respect and dignity. 2. The investment will be an infusion into the Gov Guam coffers." Others like Angela Castro and Byron Evaristo have a rather engaging discussion that ultimately was looking out for the best interests of the elderly. Give us your take to any of the stories we post on social media. You might hear it on Primetime.
Well, a visit to the men and women at the Guam Customs led to a discussion on the need to provide better incentives to retain officers. A reevaluation of jobs at the agency is what the new administration just might have to consider if they want to beef up the personnel at the very department that protects our borders. The need to promote is clear.
So we believe that when workforce has high morale, the productivity is high.
Leaders with Guam Customs sharing with the governor and lieutenant governor today about the need to boost morale at the agency and retain its officers. Colonel Phil Tyron suggested incentives.
The approach that I had proffered was that we should use certification pay, right? When we have individuals assigned to the Special Enforcement Division Task Force, they are paid the same rate or salary as their peers, and they are performing work way above their grade or their position in the agency.
I hate to say it, but we really don't have much to offer as far as salaries are concerned because they're fixed.
Customs Chief Vince Perez making some suggestions as well.
Many of our officers who are dedicated kind of feel like, you know, I can make more money doing the same kind of job working in the federal government. We enforce many federal laws, and maybe perhaps thinking out of the box is taking the customs officer and creating a converted pay schedule to follow the GS schedule, follow the benefits that they have and de-link from the government of Guam's current pay schedule.
Governor Lulian Guerrero agreed a reevaluation of the duties may be the solution.
I think that the trick here is how do you do the compensation so everybody feels like they're being paid the value of what they're worth.
A need to show the officers their worth in order to avoid a spike in the attrition rate at Guam Customs. Director of Guam Customs in Quarantine, Ike Paredo, says he supports a newly introduced resolution that would authorize Guam Customs to search for drugs on U.S. Postal Service premises.
Safely say that we have a problem with drugs coming through the postal system. I'm hoping that the dialogue between our government and the federal government, that they will find a win-win situation for us here to prevent further importation of illicit drugs.
The resolution was forwarded to Congressman Mike St. Nicholas, who has deferred the matter. Senator James Moylan, a co-sponsor of the resolution, also requested the governor use her authority to establish an MOU between Guam Customs and the Postal Service. Adaloop is currently reviewing the request. While the governor and lieutenant governor continue their tour of government agencies, this time meeting with employees of the Behavioral Health and Wellness Center. As Senator Governor Leon Guerrero passed the mental health parity bill, which required insurance companies to treat coverage of medical and mental health cases the same.
We need our community and our people here to really understand that mental health is something that we have to pay attention to. During our campaign, we talked a lot about drug addiction is very, very high here. Suicide is very high here. Bullying is very high here. There's a lot of social and health issues, sexual assault, those kinds of things that really, I think, is really diminishes the overall mental health of our people.
The governor says they are also concerned about rehabilitation and the lack of a detox center. She says she views healthcare as a continuum, which mental health plays a key part of. Well, we'll have more news coming up in a moment.
We value relationships because when we commit,
I love you guys until you're 80, until you're 90, until you're 100, forever.
We are in it for the long run, so you can enjoy the moments that matter. Because when we commit to relationships, we never stop caring. Calvo's Select Care, health care that is always there for you.
You can make each connection count with IT&E Prepaid. Talk, text, and share with the best price daily plans and rates. Stay in touch with loved ones, whether they're in Tumon, Garapan, San Jose, or even San Paulo, on the widest network in the Marianas. And reach out to friends and followers all over the world with the fastest, most reliable 4G LTE data. IT&E, explore your world.
The Ram 1500. Unrelenting capability, groundbreaking style, uncompromising luxury. 2019 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Right now during Ram Truck Month at Cars Plus in Mighty. Save up to $10,500 on new Ram 1500 Crew Cab. Or the new 2019 Ram 1500 Regular Cab. Only $208 per paycheck. Financing as low as 1.99% is available for those who qualify. Come see for yourself. It's Ram Truck Month at Cars Plus in Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Welcome back. $10,308.20. That's how much the man who pleaded guilty in the 2017 double homicide case in Harmon is ordered to pay the victim's family. Joseph Segdal pleaded guilty to manslaughter last December. It was in December 2017 near the Lamlani Apartments in Harmon. Segdal claims he was randomly hit in the face with a slingshot. He chased down his attackers, then shooting and killing Brookie Damaso and Avi Merachong. The restitution will cover the cost of the victim's damaged car, the funeral expenses, among other items. Segdal was sentenced to serve more than 8 years in prison for Merachong's death. Prosecutors have said efforts to get a hold of Damaso's family have been unsuccessful. I did the crime, so I will do the time. The woman caught stealing on a store's video surveillance in Chalampago last March pleaded guilty in Superior Court today. Dania Marie Tenorio is sentenced to 43 days in prison after she pleaded guilty to burglary of a motor vehicle. She will have to self-surrender to the Department of Corrections on March 9th. That's exactly 1 year to date. She was seen on a store's video surveillance. It captured her co-defendant Anthony Onkenko parking his truck before going inside the store. Tenorio is then seen opening the door of the car parked next to them. She grabs what appears to be a purse from the back seat and gets back into their pickup truck. The video circulated on social media. Onkenko, who has since been discharged from the Guam Army National Guard as a medic, also appeared in court today. Talks are ongoing to determine if he too will strike a deal with the government or go to trial later this month. He's scheduled to be back in court this Friday. Shifting to news involving the island's #1 industry, the Guam Visitors Bureau announced that arrivals for January 2019 have reached a new milestone, breaking the record for the most visitors welcomed to Guam in a single month that was just set in December 2018. The GVB Research Department has verified that 147,507 visitors traveled to Guam, a 9.5% increase compared to previous years. January 2019 is now said to be the top month in Guam's tourism history. Well, you've heard the songs like Red Red Wine on the radio, taking you back. Now you can catch your favorite reggae tunes live. UB40's Ali Campbell and Astro are here on island to play an unforgettable concert. The English reggae band takes the stage tomorrow, Wednesday night in Tumon. Astro says the band will play hit after hit, sure dance party you don't want to miss.
We like to call it the pre-Valentine's Day concert. You know, if you have a loved one or you don't have a loved one, come and enjoy some great music.
Maybe you can find a loved one.
That's right.
One of our gigs. Our message is big love, you know. Yeah. Big love to everybody out here in Guam. And we're here to party. Come and party with us, you know. And reggae, again, not only is it the sexiest music, but it's the party music, you know, of the world.
Yeah, it's a music that's internationally loved and understood. And, you know, English doesn't have to be your first language. You know what I mean? But anybody can understand a good drum and bass line, and I think a good bass line can say more than 1,000 words ever could.
Though you must be 21 to drink, the event is open to fans across generations. Tickets are still available online or at 76 Circle K locations. The UB40 concert will be held at the Joseph Flores Memorial Park, Ipao Beach in Tumon. Doors open at 4 p.m. Music gets going at 5. Well, sports is coming up next, but first, here's a look at your island weather.
me ask you a question. Who's the playmaker of this new Big Mac with bacon?
It's the crispy bacon, of course. The flavor brings a whole new dimension to the game.
Bacon does not win championships. Special sauce wins championships, my friend.
You're wrong. And I'm a doctor, which means I'm always right.
Let me get a second opinion from my mouth.
McDonald's Classics with Bacon, only for limited time. Is it the best thing to happen to our classics or to bacon? Try for yourself and decide.
Agent Alpha. What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it. Agent Alpha.
In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop. There she is. Target acquired. Agent Alpha.
Yes!
Now there's a technology that's lighting the way to a new mortgage for people all across Guam. Introducing Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii, Hawaii's leading lender. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii lets you apply for a home loan anytime from any device, making the mortgage and refi process faster and easier. Or work hand in hand with one of our residential loan experts. So put the power of choice and control in your hands. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii. Welcome to tomorrow.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. I'll get to some basketball highlights from the Triton Men's Basketball League between Mac Tech and GCC in just a bit. But first off, some U16 baseball between Team Guam and Hong Kong. Check it out. Team Guam takes a 2-1 lead in the 4-game friendly against visiting Team Hong Kong in the Western Pacific Series Pony Friendly. The Western Pacific Series is an annual exchange the Guam Amateur Baseball Association hosts on island with visiting teams from around the region. The games are the 12th exchange hosted on Guam since 2011. This is the second visit by the Hong Kong Baseball Association. After picking up an 8-4 win in the opener, Guam fell to Hong Kong 9-8 on the second day of competition. Our U16 boys dominated yesterday's Game 3, winning 23-6 to take the lead heading into the final matchup. Hong Kong is represented by players from their 16 and under junior national program. Jaden Evangelist pitched 3 innings and recorded 4 strikeouts in Guam's win. Jeremiah Sablon went 3 for 3 at the plate with a double and scored 3 runs. Ashton Tatau 2 for 3, 2 RBIs. Sean Bolaro went 2 for 2 with 3 runs and an RBI, while Javier Conception finished 2 for 5 with 2 runs and 4 RBIs. All games were played at the Guam Baseball Academy, Triple J Field at Ukadu High School. Let's head on over to the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse for the Triton Men's Basketball League. The Mac Tech Nerds taking on Guam Community College in the first game of the night. Ryan Solik goes window for the EC2. Big man Chaz Alexander going to work. GCC defenders trying to apply ball pressure. Alexander drives to the basket and gets the finish for 2 of his game-high 29 points. John Z. Hagel pulls up for the long 2, just stepping on the line. Mac Tech came from behind for the win, 74-69. GCC struggled in the second half, going cold on the floor. The Nerds finished regular season play 4-2, while GCC dropped to 0-6 heading into the playoffs. In the later game, Harper Valley Kennel Bulldogs beat the Tritons 118-110. Logan Hopkins led the way in the loss with a game-high 40 points for UOG. Christian Torres led the Bulldogs in the win with 38. The Bulldogs finished regular season play 6-0. The Tritons finished 2-4.
Don't start till you get here. It don't feel right unless you're near it. I wanna be where you are. So I kiss your tail of a shooting star. 'Cause you make the moment. Oh, you make the moment.
So tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
We're more than just $9.99 large two-topping pizza delivered. We're that moment you realize you're raising her right. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
Introducing Triple J's Online Shopper, the new, faster, easier way to purchase your next vehicle. Explore hundreds of new and used vehicles in full 360-degree view. Get pre-approved instantly from the comfort of your home or office. Personalize your own finance terms and get top market value on your trade-in in just a few quick, easy steps. Buy with confidence from start to signature, and we'll even go the extra mile to deliver your vehicle to your home or office. Have a question? Our sales team is just a chat away for instant assistance. Click, pick, drive. Complete the entire car buying process with Triple J's Online Shopper and purchase your next vehicle at triplejguam.com today.
Can I just get it right back? Now time to take a look at who all is celebrating this week. Here's your Kosan Creamery Birthday Club list.
And celebrating their birthday on this fun and beautiful Tuesday. Happy birthday to you, Colleen Duenas Plus. Enjoy your special day. Love all of your family and your friends. And a very special happy birthday going out to Lila Reese McDonald Finota. Love the entire family. Happy birthday, Lila Reese. And a special happy first birthday to Caleb Mesa. Happy birthday, we love you. And a happy birthday to Genoa Gogui. We hope you have a wonderful birthday. We love you so much.
And if you want to get your loved one on the Kosan Creamery Birthday Club list, just register online, KUAM.com. Be sure to include their photo, name, and birthday. And that's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Good night.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world. Health, home, and